Dzień dobry, everybody. Thank you, Ethan. It's a great honor and privilege to be here as we begin a very important two-day event here in Warsaw. Many special thanks to our United States Department of Commerce, Assistant Secretary Haynes, who's here all the way from Washington for this important event, all our Polish partners, industry leaders, engineers, investors, for making one of the most important energy discussions take place right here in Warsaw today. Of course, as we all know, at its core, this workshop isn't necessarily about reactors. Reactors are murder. It's about whether free nations, allied partners, will have the power they need to remain prosperous, secure, and technologically competitive in the decades ahead. As President Trump emphasizes again and again, every major challenge facing the United States, and Poland too, comes down to energy. Artificial intelligence requires energy. Data centers require energy. Advanced precision manufacturing facilities require energy. Modern militaries need it. Economic growth demands it. No nation can become an AI powerhouse, an industrial leader, or a military power without safe, abundant, reliable, and affordable power. And that's especially true for Poland. Nobody here needs to be reminded over the past 35 years, Poland has achieved one of the great economic success stories of modern times. It's built a thriving economy, strengthened its democracy, empowered its military, and in the process become one of America's most important allies. But Poland's ambitions for the future demands that it vastly increase its power, the power that she can produce. If Poland is to remain a manufacturing leader, attract AI investment, expand advanced industry, and strengthen its defense sector, continuing to raise living standards, Poland's going to need an enormous amount of new generating capacity. Just to maintain Poland's current 3.5% average economic growth rate, we estimate Poland's going to need to double its generating capacity by 2040. And that's why this event is so important, and that's why SMRs are so important, because they offer small, scalable, reliable, carbon-free power that can be deployed where it's needed most quickly and cost-effectively. They can support data centers, industrial facilities, growing communities, and critical infrastructure. SMRs can be built more quickly and deployed more flexibly than traditional large-scale nuclear plants. But then again, anything on planet Earth can be built more effectively and faster than large-scale nuclear plants. Most importantly, SMRs provide reliable baseload power 24 hours a day. For countries like Poland, SMRs are more than an energy technology. They're a strategic capability. They strengthen energy security. They reduce dependence on unreliable or suspect partners. They create highly skilled jobs. They attract investment, and they help ensure economic growth is not constrained by inadequate or testy powers. In our increasingly competitive world, access to abundant energy is becoming one of the defining measures of national power. President Trump's policy is clear. America will never surrender the future of nuclear energy to its competitors. To restore American leadership, President Trump has signed 4 executive orders designed to launch an American nuclear renaissance, accelerating deployment of advanced reactors and SMRs, streamlining reactor approvals, strengthening domestic nuclear fuel production, expanding U.S. nuclear exports, and dramatically increasing our own, that is America's nuclear generating capacity. The message is unmistakable. America will lead the world in nuclear energy, and we're going to do so quickly. We're not going to surrender the future of artificial intelligence or advanced manufacturing or any other strategic technology to our competitors. The nations that master energy will help shape the future, and the nations that can't or don't will end up poorer and weaker. And that's one reason why the U.S.-Polish partnership in nuclear energy is so important. Poland is one of the most ambitious nuclear energy markets in Europe. Through both large-scale nuclear projects and the SMR development, Poland has the opportunity not only to meet its own growing energy needs, but to become a major regional power in providing advanced nuclear technology. Together, our countries have demonstrated we can build supply chains, we can train skilled workers, we can strengthen industrial capacity, and we can create a model of allied cooperation that can be replicated across Europe. But we got to move fast. The countries that move fast are going to attract the talent, the investment, and the industries of the future. They're the ones that are going to set the standards that others are going to have to follow. Poland doesn't need any lectures or classes or symposiums about how important energy security is, because energy security underpins economic security and national security. They're not separate challenges. They're different dimensions of the same challenge. And success in one depends upon success in others. Because factories can't operate without power, data centers can't operate without power, advanced weapons can't be produced or used without power, and artificial intelligence certainly can't survive or function without power. No country in NATO has invested more aggressively in its defense. No country has undertaken a more ambitious military modernization effort. But military strength ultimately rests upon economic strength, and economic strength ultimately rests upon energy. You can't have a strong economy without abundant energy. You can't maintain a strong military without a strong economy. And you can't preserve long-term security, economic, political, or military, without all three. And that's why the work you'll do over the next 2 days is so important. You're not merely discussing reactor designs or regulatory frameworks. You'll be discussing the infrastructure that's going to determine whether Poland can continue to grow, whether your industries remain competitive, and whether Poland can retain the strength necessary to defend itself. Winning the AI race is going to take talent, capital, innovation, and vision. But above all, it's going to require reliable, abundant, and affordable power. So that's why I wish you Godspeed the next 2 days, because you're going to need it. This is an incredibly dynamic and open country with tremendous potential, tremendous opportunity, but a tremendous challenge as well. And that challenge, of course, is power. If you don't have it, none of this can succeed. And if Poland has demonstrated anything to yourselves and to the world over the past 35 years, there are no challenges Poland can't meet. There are no opportunities that Poland will vouchsafe. This country's strength is demonstrated every day. It'll continue to do so. Many thanks to Minister Wrochna, who is here. We call him at the embassy the bulldozer, because he makes sure it all happens, and it's a great honor and privilege to be here. We wish you nothing but the best luck and success in the days ahead. Thank you very much.